Picture this. You scoop out some of your favorite ice cream into a bowl, and within seconds, it's already melting away. You take a bite, but something feels off. The flavor vanishes in an instant, leaving you craving more. You eat more, and still, you're not satisfied. It's like your taste buds are on a sugar rush, but your stomach isn't even full. What's going on here? Well, brace yourself. You're not overeating, you're eating air. Literally. That pint of ice cream you've been buying for years, it's 50% air, and it's being pumped into your bowl through industrial processes that aren't even close to what you expect from a creamy dessert. The cream you thought was in your favorite treat, it's been replaced with cheaper fillers, stabilizers, and emulsifiers. You've been fooled into thinking you're getting a rich, creamy experience when all you're really getting is a chemistry experiment disguised as dessert. Today, I'm about to expose 7 ice cream brands that you need to throw out of your freezer, even if you've been loyal to them for decades. And stick around, because I'll also show you 3 ice cream brands that are doing it right. So, grab your spoon and your favorite pint, hopefully not from this list, and let's dive in. 1. Store brand frozen dairy desserts. Kroger, Great Value, Safeway Select, Signature Select, etc. We've all been there, walking through the freezer aisle, looking for a budget-friendly option, and grabbing that $2.99 half-gallon tub of frozen dairy dessert from your local store brand. But did you stop to read the fine print? It's called frozen dairy dessert for a reason. It's not ice cream, and it's not even close. The difference is huge. Ice cream has to contain at least 10% milk fat and be a specific texture and consistency. But frozen dairy desserts, they're legally allowed to get away with almost anything. The biggest trick? These frozen desserts are filled with air, not dairy fat, meaning you're getting a lot of empty calories that don't satisfy your cravings. Ever notice how the tub feels almost empty when you shake it? That's air, not cream. You're buying a container that says vanilla frozen dairy dessert, but 50% of it is pumped up air and low-quality fillers like mono and diglycerides, corn syrup, and stabilizers like carrageenan. These chemicals are there to keep the product from separating and to give it that creamy texture. But let me tell you, it's a lie. That creamy texture you thought you were getting, it's artificial. It's all thanks to chemicals and cheap additives. 2. Dreyer's/80s. Dreyer's is the beloved premium ice cream you grew up with, right? The company that invented Rocky Road? Well, guess what? That's all part of a clever marketing deception. Dreyer's used to be the go-to brand for high-quality, traditional ice cream. But after being bought by Nestlé in 2003, everything changed. In the first few years, Dreyer's switched its formula from actual ice cream to frozen dairy dessert. You still see the old familiar containers and the same nostalgic flavors, but the quality? Completely gone. Here's the kicker, 100% overrun. This means that half of what you're scooping is just air. On top of that, they add propylene glycol, which is the same ingredient found in antifreeze. Yes, you read that right. Your family is eating propylene glycol in their ice cream. It's not the same as the industrial version, but still, does that make you feel any better? Open a container of Dreyer's right now. Feel the weight. It's almost too light for the size of the container. That's because it's mostly air, and you're paying for nothing but flavored foam. Dreyer's is now just a cheap knockoff of its former self, courtesy of Nestlé. 3. Breyers. When you hear Breyers, you probably think of the classic all-natural vanilla with just a few simple ingredients. For 150 years, this brand has been marketed as pure, clean, and simple. But here's the truth. In 2013, the brand got a major overhaul, and now you're looking at frozen dairy dessert, not real ice cream. The company cut the cream, added stabilizers, and switched to cheaper ingredients to keep their margins high. So, that creamy vanilla flavor you've been buying? It's been replaced by synthetic gums like Terra Gum and Locust Bean Gum, and it's packed with air. Breyers used to pride itself on just 4 ingredients: milk, cream, sugar, and vanilla. Now, milk comes first, not cream. And what do you get instead? Gums, fake texture, and no flavor. Breyers switched to less dairy, leaving you with thin, watery ice cream that melts fast and doesn't satisfy. You'll taste the difference the moment you scoop it. You'll feel the difference when you let it melt. This isn't real ice cream. This is just a marketing scam. 4. Turkey Hill. Turkey Hill has been a regional favorite for years, known for its Lancaster County dairy branding and claims of local authenticity. But in 2010, this family-owned brand was bought by Kroger. And since then, it's all been about cutting costs. Turkey Hill's original recipe vanilla bean now contains corn syrup and 3 stabilizers like carob bean gum, gellan gum, and carrageenan. These gums are used to create the illusion of richness, but in reality, they're hiding the reduced cream content. Real ice cream doesn't need stabilizers, but Turkey Hill's version has been massively reduced in quality, using cheaper ingredients to increase profit margins. This used to be the go-to ice cream for families looking for that authentic local flavor, but now it's a corporate product that's trying to trick you into thinking it's still the same. The Lancaster County story is now just a marketing ploy. 5. Häagen-Dazs. Häagen-Dazs, the premium ice cream that's considered the gold standard. But hold on a second, even Häagen-Dazs has its own dark side. Sure, they use real ingredients like cream, milk, sugar, and egg yolks, but they still add stabilizers and synthetic emulsifiers. You may be getting better quality than the others, but the company's still cutting corners with artificial thickeners to boost texture and keep costs low. Not to mention, they still use highly processed fats and chemicals to create that creamy feel. It's better than most brands on the market, but it's not the natural pure ice cream you think you're eating. 6. Ben & Jerry's. We all know Ben & Jerry's, the hip, socially conscious brand that's got all the fun flavors and stands for good causes. But behind that good vibes image lies a truth that most don't realize. Their ice cream is still full of chemicals. You're eating chemically treated fats like palm oil and hydrogenated oils. Plus, they add gums and stabilizers to create that smooth texture. Sure, they've got some cool causes, and they make good flavors, but it's still full of artificial stuff. When it comes to quality, Ben & Jerry's isn't the best option out there. They've got some decent ingredients, but they still cut corners with their use of cheap stabilizers and artificial additives to keep their flavors consistent. 7. Bluebell. Bluebell is a beloved brand in the South. They've been around for over 100 years, and they're known for that classic creamy texture. But here's the kicker. Their ice cream isn't as natural as you think. They're guilty of using preservatives to prolong shelf life, and like many other big brands, they've replaced much of the real cream with cheap fillers. You'll notice their ice cream melts faster than true quality ice cream, and that's because they've added a ton of air to reduce costs. 8. Friendly's. The beloved Friendly's brand might bring back nostalgic memories of trips to the diner with your family, but it's time to face the music. Friendly's is not ice cream. Their products are technically considered frozen dairy desserts and are packed with artificial sweeteners, stabilizers, and high fructose corn syrup. They're loaded with unnecessary chemicals and synthetic ingredients that just aren't good for you in the long run. What to choose instead? So, what's the takeaway here? You deserve real ice cream. You deserve creamy, rich, and flavorful ice cream that actually delivers on what you're expecting, not chemical-laden desserts that trick your taste buds into thinking they're real. Here are 2 brands you can trust. Jenny's Splendid Ice Creams. Small batch, real ingredients, and no chemicals. It's a game changer. Tillamook, real dairy, pure ingredients, and a cooperative structure that ensures the quality stays high. When it comes to ice cream, don't settle for the cheap, fake, air-filled stuff. Know what you're buying, know what's in it, and make sure you're getting what you actually deserve. Real, creamy, rich ice cream that doesn't leave you hungry for more after every bite. If this opened your eyes to the truth about your freezer favorites, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more shocking food revelations coming your way.